Hi, I'm Ria, and welcome to Sports with Ria. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports with Ria, where we share the story of athletes to inspire you all to pursue your dreams. Now, I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was in sunny Miami, Florida. It was cool evening. I'm in this stadium. You can see the light shining. And as you peer onto the field, you see Miami Hurricane football players stretching out on the field, right? You're looking out at the stands. It's kind of empty as people slowly trickle in. You have students, you have fans, you have alumni. You're getting ready to see the TV camera crew. You have scouts, everyone. There's so much anticipation, it's pretty thick. And then you hear the sound of the drums coming in, and it's a quietness. And all of a sudden, you hear Phil Collins' song come on. Something's in the air. And the song slowly comes on, and you kind of look around, and you get this feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. There's so much anticipation. They're game ready. Why did I bring this up? Today's episode is all about music. Music and sports. How do they tie in together? What's their relationship? As you know, sports has the power to bring people together from all walks of life, but so does music. Music is universal. Music tells a story. Music captivates. It holds your attention. It can affect your mood in a positive way and a negative way. But it allows you to go to a place. You can leave your cares and worries behind, and you can get in the zone. And that's what I love so much about music, and that's what I love about sports. And when the two come together, it's very powerful. So I want to share a story about my musical experience that changed the game for me. And that was when I attended the Aubrey and Migos, Drake concert. It was 2018. It was my best friend and I. We were in Vegas celebrating her upcoming nuptials at the time, her wedding. And we had tickets to go to a Drake concert. And so I was really excited about it. I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but I think he's an amazing artist. He has a lot of talent, a lot of songs, a lot of influence, and Migos too at the time. So we went to the concert, and before that, we also had tickets to go see the McGregor fight. And so we were kind of just deciding on which one we want to go to because they were happening at the same time. So we decided that we were going to go see Drake, which was the best decision, and I'll get into that in a little bit. So we are there in MGM Arena, right? We're there, and so we are waiting, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing, okay, there's not a lot of people here yet, but we're kind of early. And so next thing you know, it's time for the show. And it was an amazing show for 4 different reasons. One, the stage design, get into that. Also, just some of the new artists. He brought out some OVO artists that I have never heard before. And so they definitely gained some new fans that night. Also, just Migos and the performance itself. And then kind of just, I want to talk about like the overall experience. So the stage and lighting, I think that's another like really important element in music is when you go to the concerts, it's not just about the artist itself, but it's about the lighting. It's about the acoustics. It's about just the set design. And I really appreciate that because with music, it's the same thing in sports. The arena can have a really great experience for fans. And so I've been to some really great stadiums. especially, I want to, shout out Lumen Field, because I think we have an incredible stadium with great acoustics, again, 12 man, but just how all of that comes together to make a great experience. Also, I loved how he brought out some new artists. At the time, they were new for me. So I gained a new fan. I had never heard of Roy Woods before. And so after seeing him perform, I'm like, wow, this is really great. I want to get into more of his music. And so these artists probably have been preparing for a long time in the studio, making music, but never been introduced to the public at large at that time in that kind of space. So it's their time to just get some new fans, perform and do what they do. So like that, it's the same in sports, right? And so you could think of a rookie, playing in a professional setting for the first time. So like with the WNBA, you have Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. There's a lot of anticipation building for them. Some people have been following them from high school to college, but they never played in the WNBA. They never played in a professional setting like that. And so I think it's an opportunity for fans to get to see them in that capacity. Again, the performance aspect of it. I think it's important when you're going to a concert, a music venue, and an event, that the sequencing is very important. Your opening act, your middle act, and then, the headliner, right? You want it to build as the program goes along. And I think they really did a good job at that Drake and Migos concert. And it's the same thing with sports, right? You play 4 quarters. That first quarter is really great. You set the tone, a lot can happen, but we know how important that fourth quarter is, unless it's a blowout, before then. But we as fans, we like a great matchup. We love it to come down to the last 5 minutes, the last 2 minutes, 30 seconds, right? That game-winning shot. So all of that is building to like this heightened end, and that's what makes a game very special. You also have just the overall experience. So I like to kind of take myself out of it, kind of like this outer body experience, and kind of look at everything from the outside looking in. So even if I'm in the midst as a fan, I like to look around and just kind of like watch everybody. And I think one thing that is very powerful when you're going to a concert or you're in an arena as a sports fan is just kind of see how all the fans are like captivated by this one artist or by this one player, this one play of the game, right? The crowd is silent at certain times, right? Because they want to give their team a chance to run the plays, right? No distractions, whereas the opposing fans are getting loud. So everybody's on that same page at the same time. And it's pretty cool. If you're going to a baseball game, everybody does the wave. Like, those are the kind of cool things that music can do for, the people in the crowd. Same thing with sports. So overall, all the fans are there in a arena, a space, right? And they're all on one page, cheering on their team. Same thing, fans in a concert, one space, cheering on their favorite artists. So I think that's one of the cool things that music does. That's kind of like what sports does. The other part of that is during the Drake concert, intermission. We're all sitting, waiting for the second part of the show. And then we see like the screen and we see what we think is a promo for the McGregor fight. So I'm looking at my best friend. We're all looking around like, what's happening? Y'all, turns out that Drake streamed the McGregor and Khabib fight during his concert. That was everything for us fans who felt like we had to choose between Drake and the McGregor fight. We actually got to see the entire fight during intermission, which was so cool. And again, how I said in the beginning, my friend and I were trying to decide if we wanted to see Drake or McGregor, and we didn't have to choose because ultimately we made the right decision. And if you watch that fight, it was like upset of the century. upset for many fans, maybe not Khabib fans, because they knew how fierce of a competitor he was. But for us, it was just really cool to be able to, go to a concert and then see a sporting event all at the same time. So again, music is very powerful. It's impactful, just like sports. And when the two combine, makes for a great experience. So I would love for you to share with me either your favorite music artist, what you use to get yourself amped up for a workout. If you're an athlete, what are your favorite songs to listen to get you in the mood and prepared for the game? And just some of your favorite musical acts and moments. I hope you enjoyed this time together and see you next week. Thank you for watching Sports with Rhea.